I mean, videos like that are just crap. And we shouldn't...
Language.
It's not a rude word, is it?
I don't think we can say it on air.
Oh, sorry, OK.
Apologies if you're offended.
I'm very sorry. Well, a lot of people will be offended by me thinking that, but I do find, you know, if Meghan did it, everybody would say, what a load of utter gibberish.
Yes, they would,
and,
to be fair.
I don't think we should have different standards because it happens to be someone else, particularly the Princess of Wales.
Do you think it's because she's been through so much and, you know, she's just been battling cancer? She said that nature was a really important part of her recovery and being out in nature.
Well, I mean, that's good. But I don't think, like, that's what the royal family is for, is to give us videos about, you know, how we should appreciate nature.
Just when it seems like everything has been seen before, something truly bonkers happens. Something that makes reality itself feel a bit questionable. On a quiet evening, the television flickers on. GB News, of all channels, appears on the screen. GB News isn't exactly renowned for radical journalism or shaking up the establishment. Usually, it's a lot of huffing and puffing, the same old predictable chatter, and not much else. But on this particular day, the unthinkable happened. They actually criticised a Kate Middleton video. Yes, that's right. The moment was pure, unfiltered shock, the kind that makes viewers sit up straight and wonder if they're dreaming. There was a panel of commentators, not just tiptoeing around the subject, but actually poking fun at the Princess of Wales and her latest forest video, which had been making the rounds. Instead of the usual fawning and reverence, the panel had a proper giggle, pointing out the sheer absurdity of it all and not holding back their laughter. It was like watching a dog recite Shakespeare. Utterly unexpected, a bit surreal, and honestly, absolutely brilliant in its own way. This wasn't just a mild critique or a gentle nudge. It was a full-on dragging, the kind rarely seen on national television. The panel called it out for being a whole lot of nothing, dressed up as something profound, and didn't mince their words. For once, a national news channel broke rank, ignored the usual royal protocol, and spoke the unvarnished truth for everyone to hear. The honesty was a bracing slap in the face, waking viewers up from the royal trance that so often clouds the British media. To see Kate's protective media bubble popped, and by GB News of all outlets, was a sight to behold, something not witnessed every day. The moment offered a tiny, fleeting glimmer of hope for the British press, a reminder that just maybe, honest journalism can still break through the noise, even in the most unlikely places. Let's talk about the video that caused all the fuss. Kate, wandering through a sun-dappled woodland, looking pensive. It was shot beautifully, like a high-budget perfume ad without the perfume. The only thing being sold was the vague idea of caring, but caring about what exactly? GB News nailed it. What is the message here? That trees are nice, that walking is good for you. It felt like a parody of a royal engagement, all style, no substance. The presenters laughed at the sheer emptiness of it all. It was a PR exercise for pretty photos and headlines, not real action. This is the royal equivalent of the emperor's new clothes. We're expected to applaud, even when there's nothing there. Usually the media plays along, but GB News refused. They were the little boy in the crowd shouting, "But she's just touching a leaf." For once, common sense broke through the spell, and thank goodness for that. Here's where it gets interesting. The media's favourite game isn't just reporting, it's shaping the story, and sometimes even the rules. The GB News panel didn't just laugh, they took it a step further, openly questioning what would happen if Meghan Markle released the same video as Kate. Imagine the headlines: "Shameless Meghan's vapid vanity project." She'd be accused of being self-indulgent, attention-seeking, and even manipulative, no matter her intentions. Every gesture, every glance would be analysed for insincerity, with critics ready to pounce on the smallest perceived misstep. This double standard has been glaring for years, growing more obvious with every new headline and every viral clip. When Kate does something, it's described as elegant, dutiful, and even regal. Her actions are celebrated and rarely questioned. But when Meghan does something similar, it's twisted into ambition, a breach of protocol, or even a calculated move for attention. GB News called out this hypocrisy for all to see, breaking the usual silence and challenging the status quo. Why is one woman endlessly praised for doing so little, while another is relentlessly vilified for doing more, for simply being herself? The media clings to the tired narrative of Kate the saint and Meghan the sinner, refusing to let go of these outdated roles. For a mainstream channel to finally say, "Hang on, this is skewed," was a rare and refreshing moment to treasure. It exposed the bias, made the contrast impossible to ignore, and forced viewers to question what they'd always been told. This isn't about pitting women against each other. It's about demanding fairness, equality, and honest representation in the media. For once, the truth elbowed its way to the front, refusing to be buried beneath the noise and spin. When you put the work of these two women side by side, the contrast is almost comical. It's as if they're playing entirely different games, with completely different rulebooks. Take Kate's forest video, for example. It's all about setting and style. A beautiful image, yes, but there's no real story, no message, and certainly no call to action. It's visually stunning, but what does it actually achieve? The focus is on aesthetics, not substance. This is PR that's all sizzle, no sausage. There's plenty of spectacle, but when you look closer, there's nothing to sink your teeth into, no real outcome, no lasting effect. Meghan, on the other hand, launches projects with real measurable impact, like the Together cookbook, which not only raised money, but also empowered a community after the Grenfell tragedy. Her efforts brought people together, created opportunities, and made a tangible difference in people's lives. Or consider her advocacy for paid parental leave, where she's pushed for real legislative change, using her platform to amplify voices that often go unheard. She's not just talking, she's taking action. Meghan's work is about action and engagement, not just appearances. She's out there, connecting with people, rolling up her sleeves, and making things happen. In contrast, Kate's public output is often a photo op or a carefully managed video, representing ideas rather than acting on them. It's about maintaining an image, not driving real change. The media's relentless praise for Kate's scenic wanderings, compared to the constant criticism of Meghan's tangible efforts, says a lot about what we value. It's a double standard that's hard to ignore. It seems the public prefers their princesses to be seen, not heard, admired from afar, rather than engaged in real-world issues. The GB News segment broke this unspoken rule, daring to suggest that real impact matters more than a silent walk in the woods. What a radical thought. Imagine valuing substance over spectacle. Maybe it's time we started applauding substance over style and recognize those who actually make a difference, rather than just look the part. The difference couldn't be clearer. When it comes to real impact, actions will always speak louder than appearances. The royal family's PR machine is usually slick and professional, feeding the media a steady diet of charming stories and photos. It's a symbiotic relationship. Keep the narrative positive, keep the royals beloved. But sometimes the machine sputters. The forest video was supposed to be an easy win popular princess, pretty backdrop, vague sentiment. The PR team probably thought it was critic-proof. Imagine their faces when GB News openly mocked it. The PR machine relies on the media playing along. When a major outlet refuses, the whole strategy falls apart. It exposes the artifice, reminding us this isn't a spontaneous moment, but a meticulously planned marketing piece. When goodwill is withdrawn, there's nothing left to defend. The landscape is changing, and the tension finally snapped, live on GB News. Let's be honest, while one side of the family produces spa ambience content, Meghan is out there getting things done. She and Harry's Archewell Foundation has built relief centres and supported vaccine equity, real complex initiatives. Her podcast, Archetypes, tackled stereotypes and sparked debate. Compare that to a silent walk among the ferns. One invites engagement and thought, the other, passive admiration. The media's framing, graceful for Kate, grasping for Meghan, is baffling. Meghan's work is riskier, tackling tough issues and attracting criticism. It's easier to be loved if you never say anything controversial. Meghan chooses the harder path, using her voice despite the backlash. The GB News segment wasn't just about laughing at a silly video. It highlighted the value of substance over style. The silence of Kate's video made Meghan's activism stand out. True influence isn't about a perfect image. It's about risking that image to achieve something real. That's what matters. Let's give a slow, sarcastic round of applause to GB News. In a surreal media landscape, they provided a brief moment of sanity. They dared to say the princess's video was a load of cobblers and called out the double standard. For a moment, they broke the spell and expose the royal PR machine. This isn't about being anti-Kate. It's about fairness and honesty. Kate deserves honest feedback, not constant cotton wool praise. Honest critique is respect. It means taking someone seriously. Meghan deserves the same fairness. The campaign against her has been shameful. If the press can praise Kate for touching a tree, they can acknowledge Meghan's real impact. We need a media that holds power to account, not one that curtsies to one side. So, bravo, GB News. You surprised me, made me laugh, and made me think. For one shining day, common sense had its moment. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to make my own pensive garden video.
The submission itself sounds nice. And to my amazing and peculiar Sussex family, thank you all for watching our videos and tuning in to Daily Diaries Friday's update. Keep it light, keep it there, and see you next time in our next episode. Bye bye. May you have a good day and a good time. Keep shining. Bye bye.